Welcome to OC Live.
That's right, we want to inspire all of you.
And all kinds of acting, theater. It's going to be a great couple of semesters.
Once in a lifetime.
They are your friends. They are my family.
Welcome to OC Live Online. I'm Dr. Amy Edwards, the Director of OC Live, Communication Studies faculty, and currently the Academic Senate President in Oxnard College. We are so excited that you are joining us for this virtual experience. We truly believe that art can transcend, that art can leave messages that are inspiring, hopeful, and advocate for change. So while we're not able to meet face-to-face right now in this physical world, we have created OC Live Online to give you something that feels just like the real thing. Now, OC Live is intended for us to stay connected to our college community, connected to our artistic community, and just to have art for the love of human spirits. Now, I get to work with the best team in the industry, as we say. And this team not only brings OC Live to the stage, but now brings OC Live to your home. Let's meet the team.
Hey everyone, my name's Reiner Mack. I teach art history at Oxnard College. You know, when we started OC Live several years ago, we wanted to create a space for collaboration where Oxnard College students and staff and faculty could work with members of our community. And that's exactly what OC Live does. We bring speakers who connect with what we study and with what we live. We have film and music and theater and dance and art. We even have stand-up comedy. We keep it real at OC Live. If you haven't seen it yet, I promise you're gonna love it. And we not only entertain, we also provide platforms for change. So be sure to keep watching.
Hi, everyone. OC Live Online is in the building. My name is Anitra Lawson. I'm a film video professor here at the college. One of the things that I love about art is the activism that can drive that art, the spirit of change, the platforms that allow us to have difficult conversations, to speak power over our lives and encourage us to walk in truth. And so that's what OC Conversations is going to do this season. We're going to spend some time delving into the conversations that are tough. We're going to lean in so that we can inspire change. We're going to use this platform to do good. And so I hope you will continue to log in to connect with us so that you can be in the spirit of change as well. Please stay connected because we're here to motivate and to empower. Stay tuned.
Hey everyone, I'm Scott Wolf and I teach music at Oxnard College, and I'm so proud to be part of the OC Live team. It's great fun, I learn a lot, and it's just such an enjoyable experience. And so many of my students have spoken to me since March about not having that outlet of live music to allow them to decompress and to allow them to just kind of let loose. And this is one small step in that direction where we give you just a little bit of something new and a little bit of the sense that you're still getting to see that live music that you miss so much. And so we're doing our best here to make sure that everything's working and to bring you something that you'll really value. And I hope my personal job is to bring you some musical experience that you'll never forget, and hopefully something that's a bit unfamiliar and maybe stretches your bounds a little bit in that way. So don't forget, we also have a website and social media for our sneak peeks and what's coming up next, and a little bit of highlights of past performances, so check those out. And other than that, we'll see you at OC Live Online.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jeremy Haynes, Technical Director in the theater over at Oxnard College. You know, unfortunately, we've had to close the doors for a while here just to protect you guys and to make sure everything's safe. And in the meantime, we've worked out a whole system to bring you all of this wonderful content online to your house so that you can still experience it, so that the students can still bring you what they want to do. So we can still bring you the content that we need to bring for you. In the meantime, while we're waiting for all of this COVID shenanigans to stop, we'll be bringing you all of this program online to you, and we can't wait to open up the doors again and get you back here and see you in person. So join us online.
As you can see, we have the best team. So stay connected and get excited for a great season of OC Live Online. Our first episode does not disappoint. OC Live started a special performance segment called WEspeak. It is a chance for our students to tell their stories, their trials, their triumphs, and there is a mastermind behind WEspeak. It is one of our very own at Oxnard College, Professor Jose Maldonado. He's in the English department, and he is very loved by the entire college community. Jose, I'm glad you're here with us. Tell us a little bit about WEspeak. Where did it come from? What's it about?
Well, here at Oxnard College, we have the great fortune of working with so many amazing and inspiring students. Our students have had so many varied experiences. We encounter everything from veterans to dreamers to just plain survivors. We know that they have so much wisdom and knowledge to impart on the world. But ironically, being college students, they're the ones who have to sit through lectures rather than being the ones who get to share their knowledge. So we decided to create this space, this forum where students could share their stories and ideas with the world. And in this manner, we could show Oxnard College what we're made of. And in that vein, we have teamed up with an amazing professor of American Sign Language at Oxnard College. Her name is Professor Emily Zwal. Emily, take it away.
Hi there. Yeah, when I first learned of Professor Maldonado's vision for WEspeak about 3 years ago now, I instantly knew it was something that I wanted to be a part of and help to get going on our campus. There's many reasons that, storytelling benefits all of us. It's very powerful to be able to tell your own story and also to hear somebody else tell theirs. But on an even bigger scale, within our community, there's a real urgent need for the stories of our students to be told and to be heard. So often we hear stories in the media and in the mainstream that are told about those among us who are the most marginalized, but not by them. And that has serious consequences because it allows that larger narrative to prevail. And so often it's not necessarily a positive one. And it can be woefully inaccurate. So as a teacher at Oxnard College, every day I have the fortune of working with amazing students who are challenging and defying those narratives in their own ways and facing extraordinary obstacles. So WEspeak gives those students the platform to stand up and speak their truths to the world. And their courage offers a counter narrative to what we often see. So that's what really inspired me to want to be part of this project. Each story is very inspiring in its own right, but they all have this common theme of grit, that resilience that our students have. And they're all facing and overcoming incredible odds in many cases. So it's really critical we elevate those voices right now, particularly in the times that we're facing where we're so polarized and people are experiencing, certain groups of people have vitriol and violence directed at them when they're already disenfranchised by these systems of oppression that permeate our society. So in that spirit of building empathy and unity and transforming that narrative and strengthening our community, we invite you guys to come and to listen to the stories that our students have to share, told by them like only they can do. Let me now present Vance Garcia.
Our sixth and final speaker is Vance Garcia. He's a 28-year-old communications major who suffered a traumatic brain injury. Despite what would appear to be an event that might halt and put the brakes on our plans, he actually used that as motivation to pursue his goals and continue through his education. So I'd like to welcome Mr. Vance Garcia.
Check. See, now normally I'd begin this speech by telling you guys how much of an honor it is for me to be able to stand in front of you today, considering that I spent the majority of the last 4.5 years in a wheelchair, following a car accident that left me in a coma for 3 weeks. It nearly killed me, and with a traumatic brain injury that changed my life forever. Unfortunately, I'm also recovering from a hip replacement surgery, but that's a whole nother story. So let me rewind a little bit. So I have no memory of the night whatsoever of my accident, but what I've been able to piece together is that I had been DJing a show out in Lancaster when I decided to drive home early in the morning, about 2 o'clock in the morning. Now I got about as far as Silmar out in the valley when I had fallen asleep at the wheel, and I flipped the car, which caused the car to roll, and the roof of the car to come in on my head. So I fractured my neck in a few places, and I severed my carotid artery, which caused a stroke that left me paralyzed on the left half of my body, and I kind of broke my face. I love your face. Thanks, Mom. You know, as long as your mom thinks you're handsome, right? That's all about it. Anyways, needless to say, I'm really lucky to be alive right now, considering that when the ambulance had showed up, they didn't know how long I wasn't breathing and I had to be resuscitated and brought back to life. They rushed me to the hospital as quick as possible, where I underwent a series of extensive surgeries. I had brain surgery that fused my neck together in a few places. You know, as I mentioned before, I wish they could have fixed my face. Unfortunately, this is the face that I'm left with today. So yeah, needless to say, I mean, once I had woken up, it kind of took me a while for the room to stop spinning, and my family convinced me that I hadn't actually fought Floyd Mayweather like I thought I had. I won that fight in my head, by the way. But once reality did kind of settle in, I realized, you know, I had one of two options. I could either A, just give up and accept my disabilities for what they were, or B, I could work my butt off in physical therapy and get back to my 100% self of chasing my dreams and motivation in life. So which choice do you think I chose? Yeah, as soon as I got out of the hospital, I got into therapy right away. And I've been in physical therapy programs everywhere from Goleta all the way down to Irvine. And in the course of 4.5 years, you know, I've seen a lot of progress, considering that I was bedridden, to then sitting in a wheelchair, to walking with a cane, to walking without it, or learning to walk without a cane, and now ironically I'm back in the wheelchair for now. But that's just temporary, you know, I'll walk again someday. But yeah, as if that wasn't hard enough, as soon as I got home, I also decided to enroll back in college now that I had been given a second chance at life and I kind of had a little sense knocked into me, you know? So it would have been hard enough without a brain injury, considering that I had been academically dismissed from school back in 2009 with a 0.4 GPA. Yeah, I didn't even know that was possible. That's not a 4.0. I had a 0.4. And now I'm happy to tell you guys I'm getting ready to graduate in May with a 3.2. So I put together a little video here. Basically just talking about my transformation in life. You know, this is me before my accident. I was a DJ. I dropped out of school. I couldn't hold a job. All I really cared about was just partying, having fun, and just, you know, I thought I was gonna live forever. I thought I was living life like there was no tomorrow, you know. I didn't take anything serious in life. All I wanted to do was just party, have fun, work on music, and just not take anything seriously, you know. So, I mean, that all kind of changed in life, but, you know, here I am having fun, having a good time. I mean, of course, you know, I was talented and I was motivated in music, but I mean, I wasn't gonna do anything with that, obviously. I just wanted to have fun. I just saw it as a big party. Life was just one big party for me, as is really common for most kids, for most young people, you know. But that all came to an end at my accident. That all came to an end on August 23rd, 2014, about a month before my 24th birthday, the night of my accident. The reason I chose this song is it's called Blackbird by the Beatles. A good friend of the family, her name is Alana, she actually sang this song to me when I was in a coma. It talks about, you know, being given really a hard life and a hard obstacles in life and just making it work, just learning to adapt and making it better for yourself. This is me as soon as I woke up out of the coma. I had a mustache. My grandma said it was handsome, so I kept it. That was a breathing tube that I had. I call it my second belly button right here the day I was reborn. You know, it just kind of put life into consideration for me. You know, it's like when you go your whole life knowing one thing and then you wake up the next second and it's all completely different. You know, it's kind of like somebody just, your whole world just kind of turned upside down. And I realized, you know, I had to change the life that I was living, and I had to make some changes, and I had to live a different life now that I had been given a second chance. You know, it really put things into perspective for me, and I've been really positive since then, as you can see in this picture. Once it gets that high, I'm not a video editor, so it's really hard. Yeah, I mean, as you can see, I was a lot more positive, a lot more optimistic in life as soon as I had woken up. So this next song I chose because it has kind of a gradual transition. It's like it has a build up just to signify my my recovery, and just because I'm going into my rehab program here. Here I am learning how to walk for the first time. I also chose this song because my little sister likes it. She might be out there in the crowd somewhere. See, I mean, here I am learning how to walk for the first time. I'll never forget, this was about a month after Thanksgiving. My mom, she's recording, you can hear her saying, "This is one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." So, I mean, in a lot of weird ways, I mean, it's like, it kind of forced me to like dig down and find a deep strength within myself that otherwise I probably wouldn't have been able to find if it wasn't for my accident. So even though it was really kind of hard and really kind of, I went through a lot of struggles and problems in life in a lot of weird ways, I'm kind of thankful that it did happen, because I was able to dig deep within myself and find a strength and a willpower that probably I otherwise wouldn't have been able to find. Here I am walking at 75 degrees at the beach, bundled up, hot, cold. Yeah, I mean, you know Oxnard weather. It's cold in the morning, and then the chemtrails kick in, and then it gets hot. Here I am giving a speech in Miss Edwards' class. Whoop whoop. You know, it forced me to go back to school, and just I've been doing a lot better. I became a communications major. I was a business major at first, but I took a really hard math class, and I was like, nah. I'm changing my major. Here I am in the speech tournament. You're gonna smile. And yeah, anyways, in conclusion, you know, I don't want you guys to think I'm up here bragging or stroking my own confidence in any way. It's just, I like to share my story with you guys in hopes that you guys see my struggles and the way that I've been able to get by in life, and say, you know what? If he can do it, I can do it too. Because, you know, I know we all have our own struggles and we all have our own obstacles in life. I mean, that's just inevitable. But you can't look at those obstacles, you can't look at those struggles as roadblocks. You gotta look at those as chances to overcome and gain a strength, gain a knowledge, gain a lesson, gain something out of it, you know? So, I mean, like I said, you know, we all have our own struggles, we all have our own roadblocks in life, but you can't look at that like, oh, you know, whatever your dream is, whatever your dream is in life, you can't say, oh, you know, I would totally do this, but I would totally do that, but no, screw all that. You gotta go out there. You gotta be selfish for yourself. You gotta go out there and do something for yourself. You gotta go out there and make it happen. You know, like you can't just sit on your butt and wait for things to happen. You gotta go out there and make it happen. And I mean, just get over those obstacles. And yeah, thank you.
Wow.
Man.
Wow. Wow, so inspiring. Talk about grit, right? Talk about determination. Which part, Jose, do you think will stick with you the most?
I think what stuck with me the most is it's just so fascinating to see what one person is capable of recovering from, having to learn to walk again and learn to speak again, and now going to a university. It's amazing.
Emily, what do you think? What sticks with you most?
Yeah, and I think it's a reminder to all of us just to really value the time that we have, because he came so close to a brush with, losing his life. And so we can all learn from that. Take care of ourselves, take care of our bodies, take care of our minds, and seize the day, right?
Yeah. Well, as a comm studies professor, my favorite part is that he's a comm major. No special treatment or anything, but I do love that. And now he's actually at Channel Islands, like we said. He's a comm major. I talked to him this morning, actually, because he's one of those students who, I'll be in touch with forever. Not necessarily because of his past story, but as a student, he was like the front row, the leader among his peers. So funny, just like you saw some of his, corny dad jokes. He's great at those. He would
so funny.
I mean, comm studies, we do so much teamwork and group work, and he could just take the lead in music and editing and video, and the positive spirit. We didn't know him before he came to Oxnard College, so we don't really know that side. So hearing his story allowed us to get to know him beforehand. I'm sure he was just as inspiring, but now this set of purpose. But just what he told me this morning, I have to share this, because it reminds us, while we're all at home, which is hard and stressful and causes a little bit of claustrophobia, that there's something great on the other side. So I asked him how he's doing in his online classes and communication online, and he said, communication online is not his favorite thing, but then he said, but he read a quote, and this is the quote that he lives by, and I want to get it right. So he said, "We must be persistent with our goals, but flexible with our methods." I mean, how incredible of a college student to really see beyond himself and really try to think positive all the way around. I mean, he teaches us that we have to remember that too, to be positive and see the bright side and know that tomorrow will come and we can make it whatever we want it to be.
Absolutely.
Most of that wisdom that you were mentioning earlier, Jose.
Yeah.
And that's a major part of WeSpeak, just getting this perspective that we would otherwise maybe not ever hear.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we know we have more WeSpeak to come, both live on stage when we're back in our Performing Arts building, and more WeSpeak when we are here in OC Live online. Jose, Emily, thank you for putting this together, for starting WeSpeak, and thank you to the OC Live team for making this all happen. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.